All right, so let's say you want to get reverb on a channel. So here's a quick demonstration on how to use the pre-wired aux-send 1 to get reverb using our Ghost in mixdown mode. So for this example, we're going to use the electric guitar track here. So we're going to bring that up. We're going to unmute it first, of course. We're going to assign it to the left-right bus here. There, we're just going to bring that up so we can hear the dry guitar. Now the signal flow for this is we're going to take aux-send 1 for the channel that we want to use reverb for. So aux-send 1, that's the top blue knob here, and we're going to turn that up. Okay. Now this button next to it, the pre-button, that controls whether this aux-send is pre or post fader. So what that means is, does this level send out aux-send 1 before or after this fader? So for example, if it's in pre-fader mode, if it was pushed down, make sure I have the right track. If it's in pre-fader mode that is, then this is sent out before or pre this fader. So if this fader is all the way down, it doesn't really matter because this is sending the signal out before the fader even happens. Now if this button is up, then this is post fader, which means that this level is then dependent on this fader. So if we turn this up, then so too will the aux-send. If this is down or fading down or something like that, then this aux-send happens after this main fader. So as this level goes up and down, so too does the aux-send 1 that's being fed by. So we're going to leave it in post fader aux-send, so that as we turn this up or down, then the aux-send is going to follow with it. So we have this just up at 0 with the aux-send turned up here. I just have the monitoring turned down for right now so you can hear me talk rather than hearing the guitar. So we'll hear the guitar. We have aux-send 1 turned up, and then all of these aux-send 1s feed into the master aux-send 1 up here. So we'll have to turn this one up as the master fader. So in the same way that all of these channel faders feed into this one master fader for the left-right mix, so too do all of these aux-send 1s feed into the master aux-send 1 up here. So these are just knobs instead of faders, but effectively that's how this operates in terms of where these aux-send 1s go in terms of the signal flow. So aux-send 1 feeds up to the master aux-send 1. Now that master aux-send 1 feeds into our reverb unit, our lexicon unit here. So as you can see, there's input reading over here because what we're doing is we are sending right here our electric guitar, which is up. We have our aux-send 1, which is up. That's sending signal out to the master aux-send 1. And this aux-1 master is pre-wired, again, like we said, over to our reverb unit. So that's why we're getting signal over there. Great. So now how do we get signal back into the mixer now that we are sending it to the reverb? Well, we take it out of the reverb into an aux return. Now on this console, the aux return is labeled a little differently because some consoles may call them aux returns, they may call them stereo inputs, they may call them FX returns, and in this case the Ghost calls it FX 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now what these are aux returns, and they are stereo inputs into the mixer, whereas each channel here is just a mono, it's like one track, it's one channel. These are actually two channels, so it's a left and right input without any of the extra fancy stuff, without any aux-sends, without any EQ or anything else. It's just a straight line level input into the mixer. And that's where we have pre-wired the reverb unit to come back into the mixer. So we can turn this up, again, just like any other channel, But in the same way that the channels don't really go anywhere until we assign them to either the left, right, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 groups or whatever, so too does the aux return not go anywhere until we tell it where to go. So in this case, we're going to add it to the mix. So we press down the mix and we turn up the return level. And I'm going to turn up the monitoring and see if we hear any reverb. Ooh. And we hear an awful lot of reverbed guitar. If we turn this off, we hear the dry guitar. And now we're bringing back in by assigning the reverb back to the mix. Now we have reverb on that channel. If we want a little bit less reverb, we can go here to the aux 1 and turn that down, and we have less reverb. If we want more reverb, we can turn it up. Again, to summarize, aux send 1 is feeding the master aux send 1, which is feeding our reverb unit, which is then the reverb unit is then feeding aux 1 return, which we've turned up and assigned to the master left-right mix. And that's how you get reverb using the Ghost.